Hi and welcome to the latest edition of Ask KRFI. My name's Adrian Moloney and I'm delighted today to be joined by Dale Jannels, Managing Director at AToM, one of our premier packaging partners, and today we'll be talking all things specialist distribution. Dale, I guess first question that we've had in is PRA changes. What have you guys noticed in the specialist distributor space?
Okay, first of all, thank you very much for having us on board today. PRA changes, I think, are still coming through. The full impact, I think, we're still a way off actually seeing the changes in the whole marketplace. We are seeing a lot more confusion. I think the more information, the more stuff that's published at the moment actually is confusing brokers. And we have had some brokers actually shy away from it as well. And I'm saying right now, I don't think that's a thing that should be happening in the marketplace. I think if you're confused, if you've got an issue, if you need to know more information, seek a specialist, find out the best way to give us the information. We will do a lot of the work on behalf of the broker and also on behalf of the customer as well. Because there's a lot of information gathering at the moment. That's the biggest thing. Collate as much information up front as possible. That's going to make our jobs a lot easier on the back end.
And I guess you mentioned more information. What sorts of additional value do you add to brokers? What information can you collate for them? What extra work can you do as the packager?
Sure. So on a day-to-day basis, we have lenders like yourselves on site. We have an on-site underwriter 2 days a week who will help us with all the information that's required. He will collate, he will look at, he will go through, make sure that we're collecting all the information correctly right from the outset, which means we can process the offer a lot quicker, and in some cases quicker than maybe the head office themselves, because it's a different team. He's only looking after our work at that time. On the other side of the coin, we know that when a customer comes to a broker, they've already been to 2 or 3 places beforehand, so everything is in a bit of a rush, so we're already on the back foot. Having an on-site underwriter, being a packager, means we can control the valuation, we can instruct the valuation as quickly as possible, in some cases before the case is actually underwritten, and it's down to keeping that client's dream home or their extra buy-to-let property in the mix as quickly as possible.
And I guess it's not just buy-to-let that we guys do with AToM on. You do a lot of residential business with us. What are the kind of cases that you see coming, I guess, to Kent Reliance through your packaging arm?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've been a residential packager effectively 26 years, so we've got a good understanding of the residential marketplace. But where Kent Reliance really wins is cases over 90%, over £1 million in lending, interest only. Especially with cases that might not need any redemption penalties. We're seeing a lot of stuff. You're well known for the buy-to-let side, but not so many people know you for the over £1 million residential properties, and that's really good. It's a really good part of the market.
Yeah, I mean, one of the bits that we get a lot of praise for is the twice weekly meetings that the credit committee have for the more complex cases. And I think you guys use us quite a bit on those.
Absolutely, and again, it comes down to having a great on-site underwriter who can help us display the case how it needs to be displayed correctly when coming to the credit committee. So we've covered all the bases before any questions get asked, and that means it's a quicker response back to the broker as well.
And I guess technology, there's a lot of talk about technology. Dale, how's technology affecting the packaging market?
That's a good question, because at the moment you can't pick up a piece of the news without seeing something to do with technology, fintech, robo-advice, etc., etc. And again, it goes back to the scenario actually where there's more information coming to a customer's hands. Actually, it's making the world a lot more confusing. So the technology side needs to do 2 things. One is be easy and efficient to use, but also secondly, if someone has to ask a question or needs some further advice or needs a human touch, it needs to be able to power both of those operatives. But I see things going very much down the technology route to make the broker's life easier. So pre-populated application forms, APIs integrating into lender systems, which we already do. We created our own system a couple of years ago. It's got 3,500 users on it now. It's all free to the broker, includes sourcing and so on and so on. But we're making the broker's life a lot easier. And the worst thing in the world is paperwork. The broker doesn't want to have to fill out paperwork all day, every day, when a computer system can do it for him.
So Dale, there's been a lot of talk in the press about landlords looking to diversify their investments, whether that's in different regions or different types of properties. What are you guys seeing at AToM?
Okay, yeah, we're seeing exactly that. Landlords want to make the best rental yield possible, whether that be HMOs, buying the normal standard buy-to-let 3-bedroom property, converting it into a 4-bedroom HMO, or buying a multi-unit block. We're seeing a lot of those sort of scenarios happening on a day-to-day basis now.
And I guess, Dale, if you have a couple of last bits to leave the audience on, a couple of top tips on why they should use a packager, I guess more importantly why they should use AToM from your point of view.
Absolutely, thank you. I would think the easiest way to put it as a packager is we're there to help. And if it doesn't go with one lender, we've got all the resources then to put it into another lender and so on. We'll bring 25, 26 lenders to the table. Obviously, with Kent Reliance, we've got our on-site underwriter, which is brilliant. And I go back to the points raised earlier, we can instruct valuations quicker, we can get things through, we can get exceptions through. But it is down to helping the broker out. That's the most important thing. Placing information, making the case look pretty, giving it to the lender, they tick all the boxes and issue the mortgage offer.
Dale, thanks for giving up your time and joining us today. It's really been appreciated, and we look forward, of course, to continuing working with you.
Thank you, Adrian. It's been a really good relationship. Thanks for the opportunity today, and we look forward to continuing our relationship.
Thank you. And I guess over to you for the next episode of Ask KRFI.